The rock and surf fishing and your river fishing is going to be on fire. Guys, we have got reports of Garrick coming out on a daily basis. Garrick, we have got trout, we have got bass, we have got shad, there are brown skates, there is fish in the harbor. Hey guys, welcome to this week's Angling News KZN Fishing Report. And well, the winter bug is here. It is the 1st of July, the chill is in the air, but the fish are still hot. Guys, KZN has produced some good fish along the coastline this weekend. It was a bit of bumpy, rough seas. However, the anglers that did go out managed to prevail, and there has been fish from the south coast, Warner Beach, Garrick is on the bite. The freshwater, the dams are producing all over the place. We're going to get into the rivers being closed later on in the show, but for now we can tell you there are areas in KZN where you are going to have rods bending throughout the entire weekend. Now let's get into the show, but before we do, as always, special thanks to our sponsor, the Kingfisher, because this show could not be possible without them. And while we're talking about that, they are also the sponsors of our full podcast. So this is the highlights version of the show. The full report is on our podcast channel, on which you can find on any of our social media channels. So let's start off down the south coast, guys. We have got everything from GTs to nice fish down in Trafalgar. Those GTs has come out in Port Edward. There has been some brown skates in the area. There has been bronze bream. Look at some of these images. From brown skates to grunters to, like we said, the GTs. You've got Stompy with a massive catfish rock out of Margate Pier. And apart from these catches, there are good reports of cob at Sandspit, and the Mtunzini River has definitely been having some rods screaming. So we've got a bit of wind on the lower south coast this weekend, moving from your northwesterly to your southwesterly, but it is very slight. The sea is looking good. The weather's looking good. The rock and surf fishing and your river fishing is going to be on fire. So guys, lower south coast is definitely awesome. Now, moving on to my pick of the week, Warner Beach. Guys, we have got reports of Garrick coming out on a daily basis. There are big shad on the bite. Apart from that, there's pompano that's been coming out pretty much every day, and good sized pompano at that. And with that pompano, there's also been a fair amount of brown skates. So Warner Beach is definitely, I'd say, my pick of the week. Now, moving on into Durban, guys, it is edible season, and I mean edible season of note. As that water cooled down, we knew we were going to expect this, right? Yeah, but what we have been getting, there hasn't been much shad, but there has been cob, there has been bronze bream, there has been stumpies. You know, so rock and surf has been producing fish throughout the whole Durban stretch. Your offshore is on absolute fire at the moment. Kuta and snook is still in abundance. But talking about the other species, your bottom fishing, guys, look at this on your offshore side from Brad.
Well, good morning, guys. It's Brad Linsky Fishing Charters. Yeah, guys, so we're sitting out here Saturday early morning, sitting in about 66 meters. There's quite a few lovely half carp happening. So, yeah, guys, temperature's nice. So, guys, yeah, we're just going to quickly just try to change this a little bit.
So it looks like that cooler water is definitely brought in those half carp. But now if you are fishing in the harbor of Durban, it's grunter all week. Guys, there's been a lot of grunter, not huge grunter being reported, but plenty averaging 2.5 kilos. Now moving on to the north coast. Guys, it has been a bit quiet in the area. The guys were not scratching. They did manage to get some bronze bream. Apart from that, the cob is still on the bite, but no real signs of fireworks. However, the conditions and all the signs that are in place for a good Garrick run are certainly there. We'll keep our ear out for what's happening in Bolito with regards to that game fish that's going to be on the bite. Apart from that, on the rock and surf side, your offshore side is still producing a lot of kuta and a lot of snook. So offshore, throughout the coastline so far, looking absolutely fantastic. Now, to continue with a good run of offshore, the week did start a bit bad at mtunzini, but they certainly came back with a vengeance. A good amount of tuna being on the bite, kuta being reported during the course of the week, as well as some good bottom fishing. The rock and surf was a bit quiet. However, there was a good catch of a cob and a shad, the shad being almost the size, if not bigger than the cob. And apart from that, a fair amount of pompano that's come out from Mtunzini. Now, moving on to Richards Bay. Guys, I did get a report where the week has been pretty trying. It's been tough. However, the guys did get a few fish in the harbor until this morning, where Ali has sent me this catch out of the harbor. Guys, it's a 35.5 kg salmon off the harbor. I mean, Ali sent me a report this morning around 10 o'clock, and this came in straight after that. So how's that for fresh content on Angler News South Africa? Now, to round off the saltwater report, we are in St. Lucia, and Wave Dancer still produces the goods. Guys, bringing in sailfish and kuta on a daily basis. The St. Lucia area is still producing some good fish offshore, and that kuta just hasn't stopped throughout the entire season. So guys, that rounds off our saltwater report. Now I can tell you the freshwater report is just as good. So KZN has really produced the goods this weekend. Guys, look at these fish sent in by Jan from the Kingfisher, Pietermaritzburg. It has been a bit wet up at the Midlands this week. However, the weather is looking fantastic for the weekend. We have got the Camberg Trout Festival going on. And guys, just to make a mention, river season is closed. So it starts again on the 1st of September. So yeah, it's going to be still waters. But how's these catches coming out of the still waters? I mean, trout are going up to 64 centimeters. Well done to Denzel who brought that in. That was at the Tops event last week. And how about this bass? These were coming out at the trials for the Cast for Cash. Well done to Tian and Kirk with these massive catches out of Albert Falls. And if you are fishing Midma, guys, it is still producing the goods. So all in all, KZN, it is looking absolutely fantastic for this weekend. I mean, we have got Garrick, we have got trout, we have got bass, we have got shad, there are brown skates, there is fish in the harbor, there is phenomenal offshore fishing on the bottom side and the pelagic side. So get out there. But when you do, always remember, keep that fishing area tidy, respect your bag limits, and fish for the future.